Welcome to the Drew Yari Show.
Alright, it's late on Sunday night, post SummerSlam. I am your host as always, Drew Yari, and it's just me tonight. Talk about good old-fashioned SummerSlam. Gotta say, I wasn't too disappointed. These past couple SummerSlams haven't been that great, but no, this one was pretty decent. I don't know. I suppose I can get into NXT Takeover Brooklyn. Oh man, I'm still getting over this cold. Sorry, man. I just came back with a full force. Fuck being sick. Yeah, let's start. NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 from the Barclays Center, New York, as usual, August 18th. Apparently there was a pre-show match. There was 2 pre-show matches, and I didn't see them. What the fuck? Apparently my headphones keep popping up. First match on the card, Undisputed Era. Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong defeat Mustache Mountain, Tyler Bate, and Trent Seven for the NXT Tag Team Championships. This match kind of set the tone for the whole entire night. To be honest, the match didn't really do much for me. As far as the Undisputed Era goes, Adam Cole seems like, the only guy that's kind of worth watching in it. Kyle O'Reilly, he's a good wrestler. Roderick Strong is a good wrestler, but they are kind of just bland. They're very bland. They're very talented, but they're very bland. They obviously added, Strong in the group because of Bobby Fish, because he got hurt. So they needed another indie darling, to put in that group. Mustache Mountain, was it Tyler Bate? I've seen before. He's barely 20, which is crazy, and he looks like he's probably close to my age or maybe older. And then Trent Seven looks like a gym teacher. He looks like a gym teacher I would have had in 7th grade. He's immensely out of shape. Not that he can't wrestle, but he looked like the odd man out in that match. Everybody else was in tip-top shape. He just looked really out of whack. The match overall was good. As going back in the history, Mustache Mountain had won the NXT Tag Team Championships over in England. And then the Ascension won it back. And then this was the rubber match, pretty much. So they won, and then after that, the War Raiders, not War Machine, which is a better name, came out and beat the shit out of the Undisputed Era. Which, that was my first time seeing them in action. And, they're very good. Very impressive for big guys that can move around. They look like basically 2 Braun Strowmans. They look like if Braun Strowman had, took 2 shits and turned them into wrestlers. And they just beat the ever-living piss out of the Undisputed Era. So, the next TakeOver, which I'm assuming is going to be the one before Survivor Series, which is in 3 months, I expect these guys to win. Next match, Velveteen Dream versus EC3. Velveteen Dream is this guy needs to be called up already. Actually, you look at the back of his tights, he put "Call Me Up Vince," which, interesting story. After NXT TakeOver last night, Triple H did a Facebook live chat. He came out and said that Velveteen Dream did not run that by him before going out. He actually found out, watching the show, and that Vince McMahon called him and told him, I don't know what he told him, but I'm assuming it wasn't good. Because according to Triple H, there are calls you want to get from Vince McMahon, and there are calls you don't want to get from him. And, Triple H may be, the guy, the son-in-law and have a big position in the company, but to this day, he's going to get yelled at Vince. You're going to get yelled at Vince no matter what. Good match. I don't know. It came off this way on TV. It seemed like EC3 didn't really get a reaction. That's just me. Other people who were there said that he got a reaction. It didn't seem like that to me. Velveteen Dream, I'm not sure if he's supposed to be a heel or a face at this point. It seems like he's a face because he gets, a really good reaction. Velveteen Dream, he's not just a gimmick. He's a guy who can go out there and work. Patrick Clark, I think that's his name. His past is that he was on Tough Enough, which I didn't watch, and he was the only wrestling guy on the show, whereas everybody else were just people who wanted to be on TV. And I believe the winner of the show, her name was like Sarah Lee, and she ended up getting fired because she got pregnant, and Patrick, I think, got cut in the middle of the show, which pissed a lot of people off. And in the end, he's now on NXT. He's probably the hottest thing going on NXT. Or probably the second hottest thing going next to Gargano and Ciampa, which we'll get into later on. Velveteen Dream finally got a win. The last time Dream actually even got a win on Takeover was a match against Cassius Ohno at Takeover Philly, which was in January. Other than that, a lot of the matches he had ended up being, the best match of the show, possibly, but he couldn't get a win because anyone he was facing, had a much bigger profile than him. You would have thought EC3 would have got this win, but Velveteen Dream had a sick looking elbow drop, out of the ring onto the canvas onto EC3, and after the match, EC3 had a pretty big shiner. EC3, he has the look the company wants. He can talk. He's a decent wrestler. He's not terrible. Most guys who have that look of I'm a brick shithouse, they couldn't really wrestle. But EC3 can wrestle. Granted, I didn't really watch TNA, so I can't really tell you too much about what I remember from him in TNA. But from what I've heard, it's good things. He could, he can talk, he can wrestle. So after this, I don't know. I think Dream should be called up. Call him up, put him on SmackDown. Him and AJ Styles, that'd be an interesting feud. Him and Nakamura. That'd be a really good feud. Two guys who kind of have that very flamboyant personality. EC3 is supposed to be Prince, and Nakamura is supposed to be like a Michael Jackson type character. There you go. Two very flamboyant, weird personalities. Sorry if it feels like I'm talking really fast. So oh man, it's hot as balls here in Texas. My head hurts. It feels like I don't drink enough water or anything, and I know I do. I drink a lot of water, drink a lot of tea, and it feels like I don't drink enough because it's not a migraine. It's more like, I guess, like a tension, tired headache. So I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast, or if it seems like I'm trying to rush through this show. I'm just trying to do this the way I can. If there's any facts you think I got wrong, please message me. Follow me on Twitter, Drew Show. Write me, tell me if there's anything you think I got wrong, or if there's any questions. You're more than welcome to ask me in the chat room on Spreaker. Next match on the card, match of the night actually, Ricochet versus Adam Cole for the NXT North American Championship. Ricochet won. Amazing match. Ricochet the dude is just fast all the time. It seems like he runs to do everything. Because in this entire match, there was a lot of running on Ricochet's part, and Adam Cole was just trying to keep up. And Adam Cole kept up. Is a contrast of styles where, Adam Cole is the more technical mat wrestler, whereas Ricochet is the flippy, dippy, duty guy. And it worked, because that's not always going to work. But Ricochet can go out there, Ricochet can wrestle. From what I've seen, he can wrestle. Adam Cole can wrestle. A lot of really good spots. I liked the one spot where, I'm trying to think of it. Ricochet is going for like a somersault off the ropes, and Adam Cole super kicks him right in the neck. That was pretty sick. Like I hope he didn't actually get kicked for real in the neck, because that would suck. But Ricochet sold it, and a couple other good spots. Again, if it seems like I'm rushing through it, and my memory is kind of hazy, it's been a long weekend, so I think I need to rewatch that match again. It was really good. Ricochet wins with his finisher, the triple, whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't know the name of his finisher. All I know is that he spins in the air. He looks like Sonic the Hedgehog. Lands on Adam Cole. 1, 2, 3. Match of the night. Match of the year candidate, that's for sure. That's really all I gotta say about that match. Adam Cole. I don't know. It's kind of weird that they let the Undisputed Era win and keep their titles, but Adam Cole had to lose his. And Adam Cole, it seems like he literally just won that title, and then he loses it. I find that weird. I'm not saying I'm disappointed, because I actually wanted Adam Cole to win. I like Ricochet, but I preferred Adam Cole, and so did my girlfriend. Yeah, I mean, they gotta give it to Ricochet. Ricochet, he's gonna sell merch. Put him on that main roster, he's gonna sell merch. Anyways, next match, Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. Kairi Sane defeats Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. I was shocked. I was very surprised in this match, because I was for certain that they were going to keep this title on Shayna until at least like maybe Mania, or maybe even next year. They give it to Kairi. Kairi counters Shayna's her sleeper hold into a pin. 1, 2, 3. Wins the title. I was surprised, because this is probably one of my first times seeing Kairi Sane wrestle. I don't watch NXT all the time. I'll watch the takeovers. I don't always watch, the regular shows that are on, the network, which I probably should. I didn't get to see her in the Mae Young Classic. Based on what I've seen on video clips and stuff on YouTube, she's very good. She has a good personality that can get over with the fans. She's almost like a Japanese Asian Bailey. She's like supposed to be the pirate. They call her the Pirate Princess, which I guess it's pretty cute. She has a really sick, mean looking elbow drop. Shayna Baszler, where do they go from here? Are they going to have a rematch at the next Takeover, or bring up to the main roster, do something with Ronda? I thought that was going to happen tonight. I thought she was going to show up and be like, why did you have my back out there? Why didn't you stick out for me? Why didn't you help me out there? Blah, blah, blah. I really should mute it when I start coughing. I thought that was going to happen, but, it didn't. That would have been a perfect opportunity to bring, Shayna up, but hey, what do I know? So Kairi wins, she gets a huge reaction, and I actually got a little emotional, seeing her win, because she genuinely looked like she was happy. And I love moments like those. Anyways, main event time, Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT Championship in a last man standing match. Tommaso wins. Between all their matches that they've had, this was probably my least favorite, because it seemed like they were basically rehashing stuff that they already did, like tearing off, the ring cushion, and DDTing someone on there, or beating the shit out of each other outside the ring. Not to say that the match wasn't bad, because it's Gargano and Ciampa. These two are incapable of having a bad match. And then they're best friends in real life, so they have great chemistry naturally. But what the fuck? I think there was a fucking bug on me. Sorry. So these two are naturally gonna have good chemistry. It's just, we've seen this before. We've seen this twice. This... It doesn't help that the original idea for this was going to be a triple threat match. with Aleister Black, and then Aleister got hurt, or here's one thing I wonder: is it kayfabe hurt, or is it kind of a combination of both? Like he's not as hurt as they're letting him on because they want to keep this as part of like a storyline, or is he like really really hurt? I don't know. That's just me. Someone insinuated that this is a way to introduce Matt Riddell to the main audience, to say that maybe he attacked Aleister Black, which I don't know why. Again, people, like I've said before, I don't follow a lot of indie wrestling or Japanese wrestling. I know names, I've seen some, but I don't know too much about Matt Riddell. The only thing I gather from him is that he's kind of like he's like a combination of Rob Van Dam and Zack Ryder, only that he's a better version of Zack Ryder, more popular, more interesting. That he's a pothead, blah blah blah. So I guess that's a way you can introduce him, but again, it would kind of blow right by my head because I don't know too much about Matt Riddell. So, anyways, the original idea, like I said, it was supposed to be a triple threat, and then Aleister got hurt, so they just kind of had to throw this together at the last second. And again, a good match. The ending I didn't really care too much for. Johnny Gargano, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually got hurt. He really sold that, that fucking messing up his knee on the outside, canvas. I just said canvas, not canvas. On the outside, floor. He really sold that, and I wouldn't be surprised if he actually got hurt. So as far as this goes, where does this, what happens next? What happens next for these two, because this feud's done. As much as we like these two, we don't want to see the same thing over and over. Unless you want to do like Hell in the Cell or something, but no. The next takeover, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, it's going to more than likely happen for the Survivor Series pay-per-view. So they're going to do another War Games, which would be fucking sweet. What can they do? What will they do? Who's next in line to be NXT champion? Would you say Velveteen Dream? Velveteen Dream versus Ciampa? Maybe. Or Riddell, or is Aleister Black going to heal in time for that? More than likely. What do you do for Gargano, though? Keep him or put him on the main roster, which he's obviously going to 205 Live, because as much as I love Gargano, let's just be real, he is a tiny man. He is a tiny, tiny man. Not to say I'm a big man, but we're probably the same height. And, there's nothing wrong going on 205 Live. A lot of these guys on NXT, they're 205 Live bound. Like Cole, Ricochet, the rest of the Undisputed Era, Pete Dunne, Gargano, and Ciampa. Ciampa just looks bigger because he's, more cut. But he's, under 6 feet. Shit. You put those guys on 205 Live, it'll make 205 Live must-watch television. So, shit. Again, nothing wrong with that. As far as the show goes, the show was very solid as usual. These NXT takeovers never seem to disappoint. I'd give it a kind of conflicted. I would say maybe like an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. Really good match. A really good match. His match of the night, obviously, is Ricochet and Adam Cole. Ciampa and Gargano, really good match. But again, we've seen this shit before. I'm happy that Kairi Sane is the champion. The Undisputed Era match, I didn't really care for. It's set up. It was a good match, but it did nothing for me. And Dream is, I'm almost certain that he'll be called up pretty soon. And EC3 will probably, I would say, turn him heel already. He's better suited as a heel. He has that cockiness and that swagger, and he has the heel look. So, anyways, we're done with the takeover. Again, if you're now just tuning in, feel free to ask any questions. Feel free to hop in. Alright. SummerSlam. from Barclays Center in New York. On SmackDown, there are 3 pre-show matches. I didn't watch any of the pre-show matches. I picked my girlfriend up from work. We went grocery shopping, and as soon as we got home, I kind of took a little nap because it's again been a long week, and this weather doesn't make it any easier. So I'll just read the results. Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega versus Rusev and Lana. Vega and Almas beat Rusev and Lana in a 7-minute match. Vega got the pin over Lana. Almas I like. I actually like him a lot more after what I saw from him in NXT in his matches against Gargano and Black. Vega I like for a multitude. God damn it. I'm sorry, my headphones keep popping out. Zelina I like for a multitude of reasons. She's decent in the ring and she's very great to look at. Rusev, it's weird because it just seems like they give him something and then they take it away. Like last month he was in a world championship match. He was headlining a pay-per-view against AJ Styles and they had a good match. And then he's on a pre-show match, which I don't know what they're doing with Rusev. The talk is that he might leave after SummerSlam, but then again he said that after WrestleMania. And then he said that after Backlash, he said that after Payback, he said that after blah, blah, blah. So, can Rusev, if Rusev were to leave tomorrow, would he be a success over in Ring of Honor in New Japan? I don't know. I mean, we didn't think that about Cody Rhodes, but, Rusev doesn't have a famous daddy. And it's not a slight on Cody Rhodes. There's something wrong with using, your father's legacy to help you get to other places. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just calling a spade. Cody Rhodes, he is where he is because he latched onto the Bullet Club and because of his dad's name. He's a good wrestler, he's a good talker, and I like him. I like him personally because he's a really good wrestler, and I personally think he's a nice guy. He's doing a lot for this All In. He's going as far as to paying for people that want to come there. So I respect him. I'm just calling it like I see it. Rusev. He's gonna stay in WWE. He has nowhere else to go. I love Rusev. Rusev Day, love it. Almas. They obviously see good things in him. I'm not sure what they're going to do with him next because it seems like SmackDown, they have a lot more going on at the moment. So they're just kind of, I guess, want to soften him up for whatever else they want to do with him. Next match, Cedric Alexander versus Drew Gulak, the Cruiserweight Championship. Cedric Alexander wins. I'll keep this short and sweet. Cedric Alexander I like. I think he's very talented. It's weird because I always thought he was older than me, but he's actually my age. He literally just turned 29. So it's like, wow. Drew Gulak, from what I've seen, he's very good in the ring. He has good charisma. I don't know if he does the goofy, white boy gimmick anymore that he did with Enzo. But again, didn't watch this match. Didn't watch the pre-show at all. The match was 10 minutes and 15 seconds. The last match on the pre-show was the B-Team, Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, defeating the Revival to retain the Raw Tag Team Championships. The B-Team is starting to grow on me. I'll admit it. They're starting to grow on me. It's good to see guys get a chance. Because, Curtis Axel, he's no spring chicken. I think he's pushing 40, I believe. I'm going to look it up right now. He's 39. Wow. Oh, he'll be 39. And, from what I've seen, Curtis Axel, he seems like a nice guy. Bo Dallas, he's, been in the company for a while. He went from being a guy that was a can't-miss prospect to, being where he is now. But hey, there's no shame in that. They're a tag team. They have their own shirt, which a 5-year-old could make that shirt, and they have their own theme music, which it's hilarious what their theme music is. So it's good to see guys like that get a chance, and maybe the company thinks highly of him to give him this chance. So, and I did like that skit that they did with The Miz, later in the night where they said, hey, we're on Brian's side, and we're thinking of starting a show called Total Fellows, but with a B, Total Bonus. I enjoyed that skit a lot more than I should have. The Revival, you can't really say they're being buried because they weren't really being, pushed. When they first got brought up to the main roster, I guess they were getting pushed, but then someone got hurt, and then they dropped it, and then they got brought back, and then someone else got hurt, and then they had to drop it again. So you can't really say they're getting buried if they weren't really getting pushed. So, again, that's really all I got to say about that. Anyways, on to the main roster. Oh, by the way, that match lasted 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Sorry for the coughing. I really shouldn't need it. First match on the card, Seth Rollins with Dean Ambrose defeated Dolph Ziggler with Drew McIntyre to win back the Intercontinental Championship. Match is 22 minutes even. Really good match. It comes as a surprise. Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler put on good matches together. They have great chemistry. It kind of feels like it was, kind of this. I wouldn't really say the same match because I don't know. Dean Ambrose. It's good to see Dean back. I like his new look. I like that he's been hitting the gym and it looks like he literally just got out of San Quentin. That's how fucking jacked he looks. And he's staring down Drew McIntyre, who's staring back down at him, and he doesn't give a fuck how tall he is. He'll beat his ass. So I love Dean. I'm glad he's back, but it didn't really do anything. He was, he did dirty deeds, later in the match, but it didn't seem like he was doing anything. He was just kind of standing there to look tough, which I don't know. Maybe they don't want him to wrestle just yet. Maybe they just want to see. They wanted him there to have people interested in the match. Very good match. Seth got some color earlier. I'm not sure how that happened. Did he hit his head? Did he hit his head or something? I'm pretty sure that maybe that's what happened. But overall, really good match. Seth is over as fuck. He's the top babyface on Raw. He should have been in the main event, but that's just me. So what happens with Dolph next? I don't know. They're more than likely going to have a rematch or maybe have a tag team match at the next pay-per-view, which is Hell in a Cell, which is actually in San Antonio, by the way. Next match, The New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. This match ended in a DQ. 9 minutes and 45 seconds. What was the point of this match? What was the point of that SmackDown tournament to determine who the number one contenders would be if this was going to fucking happen? So it's like I said about the Bludgeon Brothers. I like Luke Harper. Eric Rowan, I'm kind of indifferent to. But, take away the Bludgeon Brothers gimmick. Why don't you just make them guys who just go out there and beat the shit out of people? Just call them Luke Harper, Eric Rowan. Have them look like dudes. Have them just the way they did in the Wyatt family. And just have them go out there and beat the shit out of people. Why is that so hard? Why give them this goofy gimmick where they look like dudes at a Static X concert in 2001 with phony baloney, Nerf hammers or Thor's hammer that, most of the time they don't hit people with. So, anyways, the match ended in DQ. It looked like the New Day was going to win, which they should have, because again, the Bludgeon Brothers gimmick sucks. It's not Harper and Rowan. It's the gimmick. It sucks. It was dead on arrival. And, New Day, regardless of what people think about them, they sell merch, they get reactions. They're not breaking them apart anytime soon. The up, down channel. It gets viewers and it's bringing in revenue for the company. They constantly make up new merchandise, whether it's with unicorns or bootios or now pancakes. Which, I find it odd that anyone who's getting pancakes from the New Day, they're going to catch them. It's if someone's going to throw a pancake at you, does that mean you have to eat it? No. But, again, I love pancakes, by the way. But I probably wouldn't eat a pancake that's thrown at me. Yeah, this match, it had no purpose. It had no purpose. The whole tournament they had on SmackDown had no purpose. Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens. If Kevin Owens won, he would have. If Kevin Owens won, he would have. He would have taken Braun Strowman's Money in the Bank contract. This match was 1 minute and 50 seconds. Wow. That's a lot longer than Owens' match with Goldberg. Kevin Owens could have brought out a good match in Strowman. I mean, I don't get this whole program with Strowman and Owens. Why is Strowman pissed off at Owens? Why is he bullying him? Why does Owens look like a little bitch? I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. The whole match just began with Strowman just beating the shit out of Owens from beginning to end, and then pinning him 1, 2, 3. I guess if you're gonna make the stipulation, Kevin Owens, is gonna get Braun Strowman's Money in the Bank contract if he wins, then why have Strowman win? If you're gonna make this stipulation, then the presumed thought was, that Owens maybe would have won somehow. But I don't know, this match was kind of meaningless. I didn't understand the point of it. But then again, there's a lot of matches on this card I understand the point of. Next match on the card, Charlotte Flair versus Carmella versus Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's Championship. This match was 15 minutes and 50 seconds. I mean, overall good match. I mean, is it just me, or did I feel like I was the only one that would yell at the screen anytime Carmella did something? I hate Carmella so fucking much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to anybody that is a Carmella fan. I can't stand her. Like, she does not belong in this company. She's not a very good wrestler. Like, Charlotte Flair gets a reaction when she comes out. Becky Lynch got a huge reaction when she comes out. Carmella is supposed to be the women's champion. She does a moonwalk on the ramp, and she gets no reaction. A Carmella match consists of her doing a moonwalk, her yelling, her laughing, her sticking her tongue out, doing another moonwalk, and doing bad, misplaced super kicks. So, again, decent match. It ended with what looked like Becky Lynch, getting the win, and then Charlotte comes in with natural selection. I believe that's the name of the move. 1, 2, 3 gets the win, which... Okay, here's what happened after the match. She wins, she gets booed. Her and Becky, hug it out, and then Becky starts beating the shit out of Charlotte. And to a huge ovation. Like, how many times have you seen a heel turn get a huge ovation? Like, get, cheers. And people were chanting at Charlotte, you deserve it. So, here's how I would do it. Or here's how it could possibly work. You chant, like, keep Becky as a babyface and turn Charlotte into a heel by proxy. Meaning, next night on SmackDown, they talk it out, and not like Bayley and Sasha, not like that. I mean, just like they kind of air it out. Becky's saying, you stole my thunder. This is supposed to be about me. Everything's supposed to be about you. And then Charlotte heels it up, saying, "Well, you've never been able to really carry yourself without one of us. You're not really championship material because you're not that good. So that's why I was brought in, because I bring asses in seats," or something like that. So that makes Charlotte a heel by proxy, and then she becomes a heel. It's kind of like Bret Hart and Steve Austin. Steve Austin walked into Mania 13 as a heel, and Bret came in as a face, and after the match, the fans, started booing Bret, and they started cheering Steve. So that's how you can do it. Or, with CM Punk and Jeff Hardy, both were faces, but people started booing CM Punk because not only did he cash in on Jeff, but he started, making fun of his, past problems. So that's how you can do it. I mean, I hope they do it like that because, I'd be interested to see Becky as a heel, see what she can do. But you can't push Charlotte as a face and have her be booed. I love Charlotte, but she's better off as a heel. and have Becky be that badass babyface. So that's just my opinion. Next match, AJ Styles vs. Samoa Joe. The WWE Championship match was 22 minutes and 45 seconds. Really good match. I liked how Joe was really healing it up. I mean, he played the part of Clubber Lang from Rocky really well. You know, I loved it when he called out AJ Styles' wife and saying, you know, I'm your new daddy. And I just thought that was so fucking funny. I love Joe. I love both guys, actually. I was afraid that this match wasn't going to be as good, but it ended up being really good. There were a couple of good spots. I kind of cringed when I saw that Styles clash, because I didn't think AJ could pick up Joe, which, if you saw it, he couldn't hook in his other leg to Joe's other arm. So I was looking at Joe's head, I'm like, oh my god, I hope he doesn't hurt his head. Which he didn't. I think he kind of grazed his head, but he's fine. At the end of the match, Joe gets on the mic and calls out Wendy again and points to AJ's daughter and says, you know, I'm your new daddy. To which AJ just erupts, and he's actually bleeding. He actually has some color, by the way. And he starts beating the shit out of Joe, like the holy fucking shit out of Joe. And just knocking people out of the way, knocking motherfuckers out of the way, and just smashing Joe with that steel chair. Which is like, damn, we have not seen this AJ Styles in a long time. That's for damn sure. The part of the, you know, ending the disqualification, you know, which I didn't have a problem with. I mean, I wish that the cop out in a lot of these matches wouldn't just be, oh, it has to be DQ, so we can set up a new storyline. Because we already had a DQ earlier. Like, don't have 2 DQs on possibly your second biggest show of the year. Yeah, there's an interesting part after the match where AJ, you know, goes up to his wife and daughter. You can hear his daughter say, "Yo, Daddy, you're bleeding," which I thought that was kind of cool. I thought that was, you know, kind of chilling. His family really sold it well. It's not every day that people just come off the street and act, but they did a really good job. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I heard that, you know, his daughter is, you know, maybe taking some acting roles or whatever. Yeah, overall great match. I wish it didn't end in disqualification, but you know, I was pleasantly surprised by what I saw. This has Hell in a Cell written all over it. I fucking hope I can go. Tickets are like $27 right now, so hopefully I can go. The Miz versus Daniel Bryan. 23 minutes and 30 seconds. I love the video package leading up to it. They keep calling it like the first match that they have, but they had a match in 2010. It was at Night of Champions in 2010 for the United States title, and Daniel Bryan won. So, again, not everyone's memory, I guess, is as good as mine. Pretty good match. You know, Miz healing it up as usual, being a complete dick, stealing Daniel Bryan's moves, and Daniel Bryan doing his shtick, beating the shit out of Miz. I had a feeling Maurice would get involved because they showed her at ringside. There's a point after the end, towards the end of the match where Miz goes up to Maurice and she hands him something, and I can see it as clear as day. I'm like, she handed him brass knucks. There's no doubt about it. And you know, Miz clocks Daniel Bryan in the face with his brass knucks, and 1, 2, 3. Which, again, you know, if anyone listened to Monday's show that I have with Trez, I voted for Miz. I believe she voted for Miz too, because Miz needed this win a lot more than Daniel Bryan. I like Daniel Bryan, but his comeback has been very ho-hum. And I'm not going to 100% blame that on him, because when he got brought back, he got brought back putting a feud with Big Cass. Big Kaz. So you can't really blame that on him. You know, now that he's back in a more high-profile feud with, you know, the Miz, maybe that could, you know, reinvigorate it and make it more interesting. Yeah, like I said, the Miz needed this one a lot more. You know, they're giving him his own show. You're not just going to give a guy his own show and have him lose. So yeah, good match. It's about as much as you can expect out of the Miz. As much as I love the Miz, he's not a very good wrestler. I mean, depending on who you put him with. I think what makes the Miz's matches more interesting is the overall feeling around it. Because the Miz can talk people into a building. he's very good at putting the faces over. He works overtime to put the faces over in his feuds. So I think that's what makes his matches more appealing, because the Miz isn't going to go out there and give a 5-star match. I mean, it's not that he's not capable of doing it. He's had some good matches before, but it's more of the personality of the Miz that brings people into the matches. I forgot Elias, his concert that never happened. Elias was supposed to have a concert during SummerSlam weekend, but it got canceled for unforeseen reasons. So they decided to give him his own concert during SummerSlam, to which he ends up breaking his guitar and losing his shit. I don't get what the point of that was, but whatever. Anyways, Finn Balor, the Demon Finn Balor, defeating Baron Corbin in a 90-second match. I was very pleasantly surprised with seeing the Demon back. My overall thought was like, this feud needs to end. I don't care about Baron Corbin. I hate Baron Corbin. I want him fired. I want him and Carmella fired. I don't want to see him on my TV ever again. So Baron Corbin comes out, and then all of a sudden the lights go out. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? Is he bringing back the Demon gimmick? And then you hear his music go. I'm like, he's bringing back the Demon gimmick, which I think is pretty cool. He kind of changed it up. Looking more and more like Carnage from Spider-Man. The match was a squash. Baron Corbin playing up to the, I didn't sign up to face the Demon. I just want to face Finn Balor. So, I'm glad the Demon gimmick is back. It's fitting that they bring it back for a bigger event. I mean, they should have brought it at Mania, but, what do I know? What's next for Finn Balor? I just keep him the fuck away from Baron Corbin, please. Next match, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy. United States Championship, 11 minutes. Even Nakamura wins. I mean, the match was okay. I mean, it was a lot better than the last match. I mean, Jeff Hardy was able to go tonight. The talk was that the reason why it was a squash match at Extreme Rules is because Jeff was hurt. So now Nakamura and Jeff were able to go out there and actually have a match. Okay match. There was that 6 spot with Jeff Hardy swantoning on the edge of the mat, which I love Jeff Hardy, but he needs to stop fucking doing that. Like, the dude is 41. Like, please, Jeff, no more fucking stunts like that, please. You don't need to do that anymore. You're Jeff Hardy. You've already proven yourself. Nakamura goes for King Shasta, whatever the fuck is called. Gets the 1, 2, 3 count, then with Orton coming out, who walks to the ring and then decides to walk back for whatever fucking reason. I guess maybe his dick wasn't hard enough for him to slap Jeff Hardy in the face with. Raw Women's Championship, Ronda Rousey defeats Alexa Bliss by submission. 4 minutes even. Kind of pretty cool, beginning of the match. Natalya comes out wearing her dad's jacket, Jenny Neal Hardy sadly passed away at the beginning of the week on Monday. I didn't notice it at first because she came out. I was like, "Wait, what's she wearing?" I'm like, "Oh, that's Jim's jacket." So I thought that was a pretty cool moment. This match went on maybe a little longer than it should have. It should have been like the Braun and Kevin Owens match. Ronda should have just went out there and just smacked the shit out of Alexa and then snapped on that submission hold. But I guess they wanted to just have Ronda go out there, and you don't want to make Alexa look too weak, because at the end of the day they love her because she has a nice ass and she can talk. I love Alexa Bliss, not for her wrestling, but she's not a very good wrestler. Let's just be for real. And she's 5 feet even, and Ronda Rousey can easily just snap her neck off. She can literally tear out both of her ass cheeks. So anyway, she snaps on that submission. Alexa taps out. She becomes the new Raw Women's Champion. Nikki Bella and Brie Bella come in and hug her for whatever reason. The rumor is that it's going to be Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey at the Women's Evolution pay-per-view. They also announced Alexa Bliss versus Trish Stratus. Is the match going to be for the title? Bella and Rousey? I mean, I would assume so, because we haven't heard anything about Nikki Bella coming back. So, I guess it's going to be the main event, but why? Why is this company so obsessed with making Nikki Bella look better than she actually is? And by that, I mean she sucks. Oh. Alright, I'm back. I had to cough. She sucks. That's how much she sucks. She's making me cough. I can imagine that match looking competitive and making Nikki Bella look like she can actually hold her own against Ronda Rousey, which she shouldn't. They should just book Ronda Rousey to look like the female Goldberg. Just have her go out there and just beat the shit out of people. Yeah, this match was bad. But again, it wasn't supposed to be competitive. Alexa Bliss was not supposed to go out there and have any offense against Ronda. Ronda was just supposed to beat the ever-living piss out of Alexa. Main event time. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Braun Strowman comes out and says, I'm not a coward. I'm not going to cash in my Money in the Bank on someone who has their back turned, so I'm going to wait outside a ring, and I don't care who wins. I'm going to cash in this against whoever wins. To which I was just like, why don't they just make it a triple threat? I don't know. That's just me. So Braun is literally standing outside the ring, and the beginning of the match just starts with Roman throwing out Superman punches like it's, going out of style. And goes for 2 spears, goes for another spear. Brock puts him in some type of, I think, like the Kimura lock or something. There's a point in the match where Brock throws Roman out of the ring and knocks out Braun, then goes out and F5s Braun and starts beating the shit out of him with his briefcase, and then chucks it all the way to the entranceway, which, perfect landing, by the way. So, decides to destroy any chance of, Braun cashing in. And then Roman goes for a spear. 1, 2, 3. Roman is now the Universal Champion. Kevin Castle pointed out something that I kind of noticed. Roman was not really getting that heavily booed. Because usually it's Roman just getting booed 100%. I heard Roman chants. I don't know if they were piped in. It didn't sound like they were piped in, but I can hear people saying, let's go Roman. It's kind of like with Cena, let's go Cena, Cena sucks. I would hear, let's go Roman, Roman sucks, and then, I heard, you both suck at, at Brock Lesnar. Roman is now Universal Champion. I mean, on a side note, on the bright side, at least it's off of Brock. I guess that's what we can say, but it's on Roman, and we're supposed to hate Roman with a fiery passion. I don't hate Roman. I don't think he's, like cancer to wrestling. I'm not his biggest fan. I would have wanted someone else in that spot, like, Seth Rollins. But, hey, it is what it is. What's next? There's obviously going to be a rematch. Brock will... I don't know if he's going to cash... if he's going to want his rematch tomorrow or at, the next pay-per-view. I don't know. All signs point to the next pay-per-view. So we have to endure another 3 weeks of, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Hopefully the rematch is just tomorrow, because I do not want to go through this fucking feud again. Or maybe Brock is just gone. Maybe Brock comes out and just says, kiss my ass, I'm gone. I hope that's the case. I'm done with Brock. So, yeah, overall the pay-per-view, it wasn't that bad. I mean, we went in with expectations of it being pretty bad and it, being a bummer, bummer slam. But I gotta say, the pay-per-view wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty good. Highlights and lowlights. Highlights. I would say the first match of the night, the Intercontinental Championship match. That was probably the match of the night. AJ and Samoa Joe was, a very close second. I wish it didn't end in disqualification, but I at the same time I don't have a problem with it because I love Joe on the mic. I love Joe healing it up, and I love AJ getting color and going to his daughter and started saying Daddy, you're bleeding. It was very reminiscent of Beyond the Mat where Noah was like freaking out saying you're bleeding, Daddy. Finn Balor bringing back the demon, which is pretty fucking cool. And Brock Lesnar not being champion anymore, which I guess is a huge highlight. Low lights, the New Day and Bludgeon Brothers match. Again, what was the point of having that tournament and then just having it end like this? Just dissolve this Bludgeon Brothers gimmick. Like, have them lose the next night on SmackDown. Just dissolve it. I'm tired of it. Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens. Again, what was the point of this match if you're just going to have Braun Strowman go out there and beat the shit out of Owens? Well, why make a match where it sounded like Braun would lose, but he just goes out there and beats the shit out of Owens? Jeff Hardy almost killing himself at 41. I mean, come on, Jeff. And Becky Lynch not getting the strap. She should have got the strap, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if someone doesn't like her, or if she mouthed off to the wrong person. So I don't get it. I don't get why you have somebody who the fans genuinely like. And I remember at Money in the Bank, she climbs up the ladder. Anytime she would climb up the ladder, people would cheer for her. So I don't see why this company just has a problem with Becky. She can sell merch easily. She can sell those steampunk, goggles with ease. I mean, the company could sell them and they can make a fucking killing off of it. So, again, I don't get what the company has against her. I'm interested to see where this heel turn goes. Since I'm starting my final semester at UTSA, and probably shouldn't say UTSA. I'm starting my new session I'm starting my final semester at college, and going on a different schedule, so I'll be able to watch SmackDown a lot more. So, I'm interested to see how these feuds pan out. I mean, a lot of these matches at SummerSlam, they look like they're going to be rematches at Hell in a Cell. AJ and Joe screams Hell in a Cell. That has to happen. I'm interested to see how that works. Becky and Charlotte, just please fire Carmella. Just have her just go away and get her off my TV screen, please. And who's going to be called up? Is someone going to get called up? Is Velveteen going to get called up? Would we see Aleister Black on TV in a couple weeks? I don't know. So, anyways, my overall thoughts on SummerSlam, I give it an 8 out of 10. I think it was a strong B. Strong B. 8 out of 10. Match of the night being the Intercontinental Championship match. The worst match of the night. Ooh, that's a toughie. Well, Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens was hardly a match, so I can't really give it that. The worst match of the night, I would say, was the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Actually, you know what? I retract my statement. Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens is the worst match of the night. So yeah, that was my SummerSlam / Takeover review. Anyone that just happens to be listening live, thank you. And as far as my next show goes, rumor has it, I might be doing a show this Tuesday late at night with Devin. So be on the lookout for that. Probably won't be hearing too many live shows on Wednesdays because of my new schedule. And I'll be doing more of these pay-per-view post shows. The next pay-per-view is Hell in a Cell. I don't know if I'm going to go. I hope I go, but if I don't go, I'll do a post show. If I do go, I'll still do a post show. It'll just be really late. So, yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys. I will edit this show, and if I don't edit it right now, I'll probably just like download the episode to edit it and then post it more than likely tomorrow, and just post it for you guys to listen. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys. Make sure to check us out or check me out on Twitter, Drew Yari Show, Facebook Drew Yari Show. My home network is Spreaker. You can also catch me on Google Play, iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, and CastBox, and hopefully pretty soon iHeartRadio. Make sure you listen to Texas Podcast Massacre. If you love horror movies, these guys cover it and they make it fucking entertaining. I listened to their recent one about Birdemic, which is probably one of the worst movies ever made, and they made it so fucking entertaining. I wasn't even like 30 minutes into it, I was already like dying. Wrestling Soup, those guys are amazing. Without them, there'd be no me. Mish is the man. He shouted me out on his on the NXT Takeover post show last night, so give him back the love. DTKC, of course. If you have Patreon, go to Patreon, only for $5. Wrestling Soup, you can get everything. Backstage pass, all content. You can get every episode as far back as to the very first Wrestling Soup episode. So you do DTKC, you can get, new shows like Castle Chronicles, Dark Chronicles with Kevin Castle and Miss Trez, who was on the show recently. Listen to that episode. It's one of my favorites. And for Don Tony, you got Blah 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 and Much Ado About Nothing. And they have their show, which is After Raw every Monday, and Wrestling Soup every Thursday at 8:30. Who else can I shout out? I don't know when the fuck Jesus is gonna make his show. He keeps claiming he does, but I don't know. Anyways, thank y'all for listening. Good night.